there. Happy holidays. 1 week until next Christmas. I mean, 1 week until next Christmas. Well, that's true, I guess. Thursday is Christmas next week, so we will not be here. But Laura and I are here today at El Cajon Sondak, and we are going to show you how to make a couple of quick placemats. Pot holders for little quick gifts. These are real quick.
Really quick.
And Laura is going to point to one of these things. So we'll see who won the pillowcase from last week. Da 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 da! Patricia won the pillowcase from last week. Congratulations, Patricia. You may come in and pick up your pillowcase. So Patricia won the pillowcase. So that's fun.
Very good.
So perhaps if you're watching towards the end, we'll say, put down your name and say, I want one of the pot holders, and you will be able to get into a drawing for the pot holder, and you'll find out about that next year.
Yeah,
That's
right. So we'll be back till January 8th. So, okay. So we've got 3 techniques to make an 8-inch pot holder. Now, they're all kind of similar in the requirements for the materials. First of all, you're going to need 2 squares of fabric. They can be the same fabric, they can be complementary fabrics, contrasting fabrics, whatever you like. 2 8-inch squares. Then you're going to need an 8-inch square of batting and an 8-inch square of Insulbrite. Now for this first technique, this is super basic.
I'm going to go to camera 3.
Okay. Super basic. We're going to put the Insulbrite down, the batting on top of that. We're going to put 1 piece of fabric right side up on top. 1 piece of fabric.
That's usually the pretty side for those of you who don't know.
Yeah. 1 piece of fabric right side down. So these are right sides together, just like so. And I need to change my foot and my stitch for this one. Alright. So I'm just putting on a 1/4 inch foot. I am going to engage the walking foot because we're working with multiple layers. And when you do that, sometimes they have a tendency to shift. I'm going to go back to the straight stitch center needle position, especially with this foot because this is a 1/4 inch foot with only the single hole in the middle. So if I selected anything else, we would have a broken needle. Alright, so now all I'm going to do is I'm going to start here and I'm just going to sew a 1/4 inch almost all the way around. Back stitch a little bit, cut my thread, leave a little gap, doesn't have to be huge, start again, back stitch, and I'm just going to go all the way around the remaining portion of the pot holder. Pivot. And it's pretty quick.
gonna turn it?
I'm sorry?
How are you gonna turn it?
I have a hole.
Oh, okay, I didn't see you leave a hole.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, me of little faith.
Okay. Yeah, at least I remembered the hole. Sometimes I
I
forget,
forget.
and that makes it difficult to turn.
Yeah, if you don't leave a hole, it's. You want me to go back to? I'm gonna go back to 3 when you're ready.
Okay. So I'm just clipping the corners, not too close to the stitching, but just to reduce a little bit of bulk. And then I am gonna go ahead and pink my edges, just because this gets a lot of
Because we're feeling kind of
use.
pink today.
Yeah.
Pinking shears are scissors that have
Zigzag.
zigzag teeth, or teeth with hills and valleys,
Yep.
and it makes the fabric fray less.
Right?
It'll make a turn be better, really.
Especially if you have round edges,
Yeah.
you definitely want to use pinking shears. Actually, when I'm trimming out things with curved edges, I prefer using pinking shears versus taking scissors and making the little nips into the,
Yeah, whenever it says clip,
yeah,
I say pink.
I agree.
Pink clip. No, none of that. Clipping stuff. So.
Now you might be asking, why are we pinking such a small seam? Because normally you wouldn't have to. But because this is a pot holder and we're assuming that it's going to get a lot of use, by pinking the edges you're reducing the fraying that will occur as you use the pot holder. So that's our rationale. Go. I have all this confetti. If you're having a Happy New Year's party, you can save this and throw it at somebody on New Year's. They probably won't appreciate it, but
Probably
it
not.
might be funny. Okay, so yeah, I have a lot of confetti. Okay, so I left a little bitty opening over here. I want to go between the 2 layers of pretty fabric. I want to come in here and grab my opposite corners, push them through. I'll come over here and grab this corner, push it through, and then it's just a matter of coaxing the rest of the fabric through.
If I'm making a lot of things of something like this where I have to turn it, I keep on making the hole smaller and smaller. It's kind of like a challenge. Kind of like it's kind of like bobbing chicken to see how small I can get the hole. Because
Yeah.
then it's easier to close the hole. The smaller the hole is, the easier it is to close it.
That's true.
So I like to see how small I can get the hole, because especially if I'm having to close the hole by hand with a needle and thread, I don't want to use too many stitches.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
if you can get a pretty big object through a very small hole, I have discovered. Yes.
Yeah. All
Yes.
So now you have all of this turned, and all you need to do is take these 2 edges, turn them in a quarter
that's
of
where
an
the hole
inch.
is.
That's where the hole
Okay.
is. And then we're just going to top stitch all the way around. And I'm going to start where my hole is so that I know I'm closing it. Normally I would press this, but finger press it, just give it a little crimp. Like so. Alright. And I'm just gonna do 1/8 of an inch, which is the inside of my right toe here on the presser foot. And that should seal up that hole nicely. And to make it look like I intended to go all the way around, I'm just gonna take this all the way around. Now this works especially well if you've got a panel that has squares in it. You're thinking, well, what do I do with this panel? Make pot holders. It's a great gift.
And this is one of the easiest ways to bind something.
Yep.
Not bind it. This is non-binding.
Non-binding, yes. I like non-binding.
Or is it anti-binding? Pardon me.
One more stitch. There we go.
That's a cute pot holder. And you could quilt that too, or do an embroidery in the middle of it.
Yeah. So
Machine
I'm not gonna do
embroidery,
either
hand
of those
stitch.
right now, but whoever gets this one, if somebody wants it, I would recommend quilting it or putting some kind of an embroidery or something in the middle, but cute. So
Very
it's
cute.
easy peasy, it's a good size. So that's method number 1. Okay, now method number 2. Same thing, we have our 2 pieces of fabric. These happen to be the same. We have,
There's no law that says that.
true, our
There seem to be so many
Insulbrite.
people who make rules up that things have to be how they are. This have to be this.
Yeah,
Have to be this.
I don't think it
The
does.
thing I think about that's cool with this is you can use leftover stuff. So you can
Well, that's what we're doing.
Yeah, I had these leftover 5-inch squares from last year's quilt run.
Okay. Oops, I just dropped the bobbin. Alright, now, it should be quilted, so I'm gonna do real quick and dirty quilting. Now, I'm putting one piece of fabric face down, then the Insulbrite, then a layer of batting, and then one piece of fabric right side up. Okay? And I'm just gonna do a quick quilt from corner to corner. I need to change my foot. It's hiding from me.
You're just gonna make an X?
Yep.
Perfect.
Something quick and dirty. Now, when you're doing your own, you can make this as intricately quilted as you want, but I just wanted something quick.
Because you're just wanting to hold everything together.
I'm sorry?
You're just wanting to hold everything together right now?
Yes. Next corner, let's start.
So the best way to sew from corner to corner is not with a straight stitch, but pick. Usually, your machine might have a serpentine stitch,
Yep.
and just use that stitch, because if you don't sew straight, it's not gonna look like you didn't sew
And that's
straight.
exactly what I'm doing. And I'm using the large serpentine stitch because I don't need something super small. And I also don't have to be super precise.
So then it's just holding the fabric down,
That's
and
it. That's
now
good enough.
it will be fine.
So now I have 4 5-inch squares.
We should go back to 3.
Okay. So I have 4 5-inch squares. I have 2 that are teal and one that's yellow and one that's green. And these are just 5-inch squares that I've pressed in half, corner to corner, and I'm going to lay them into my placemat.
So, pot
A
holder.
pot holder.
Well, I
thank
guess
you.
it could be a placemat.
It could be a placemat, but
Be a really small lunch.
and I'm putting the points in the corners. Okay, just like so. You had a really small lunch, I just got that. And with the last one, I need to go over here and tick the green one up so they all kind of interweave. Now, I'm gonna go back.
Well, you could have used 10-inch squares.
could
if you
use
had
any
'em.
size, yeah.
Right. We just happen to have 5-inch squares. So I'm like, oh, let's
Yeah,
do that.
you could use 8-inch squares and they would meet in the middle.
Yep, that's
Process
true.
is the same, but then you don't have the display of what your background fabric is. Okay, now I'm going to put my 1/4-inch foot back on. I've gone back to a straight stitch.
Oopsie. Uh-oh. Did
What?
you just freeze? Move your hand. Oh, yes, you did. Dang it. Okay.
I'll just put the foot on. Doing that.
Oh, how do I fix this?
Whoop.
Give me a minute. Need to.
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm going to trim this.
It kind of is. I think I tore my meniscus. I actually don't think I
Alright.
did it on the ladder. This leg was compensating for that leg for several years while I went back and forth to the doctor to figure out what was wrong with it.
All right, we're okay again.
Okay. So all I'm doing is trimming up my edges so that they're square, or they're the same. I won't say square, but they're the same. I know I'm off camera, but I need the edge of the table. So what I'm doing, I have a little bit of extra on the back, and that sometimes happens when you're quilting. So just trim it up. It's a pot holder. It's not the end of the world.
Oh, so you don't want any batting showing.
Well, I want my edges even to make sure
Okay.
that when I make my seam
It's
around
gonna
the
be okay.
outside, I'm catching everything.
All right, then.
So this one's probably okay. It's really little.
All
All right. Oh, well, not on that side. All right. Because if you don't catch everything when you go through, when you turn it, you're going to have bald spots. You know? Yep.
I'm good at not catching everything.
Yeah, me too. Okay. And everything was perfectly square when I stacked them together. I mean, when I cut my fabrics out. It's just, I guess I wasn't too careful when I stacked them up. So, I'm fixing that now.
So now we may have a parallelogram. Or something. But it'll be fine.
It'll still be a
No one will
potholder.
know. Yeah, it looks exactly.
Still
Or a
be functional.
placemat.
Still be a functional potholder.
Exactly.
So.
It'll still work.
Yes. And I'm trimming off
And
very
the point of
little
this
bits.
is you don't have to be perfect.
Yes, I love things where you don't have to be perfect. Alright. So I'm lining up my corners again. And I'm gonna go around and add my squares. And this last one, again, I'm gonna flick the first one so that it's on top. And you can start anywhere, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna start over here. And you just sew all the way around. Alright, it wants me to put my IDT on, so I'll do that. Maybe one more. Better. I think this one's even simpler than the first one we did.
Probably so, because you don't have to leave an opening.
Right. Sure that's tucked underneath it. Under the foot.
So why do you look so quick?
Pot holders.
Pot holder. Well, or a placemat.
A very tiny
Just a small
placement.
placement.
Or a
snack
very
mat.
small lunch.
A
Or a
snack
big,
mat.
big mug rug. Big
Yeah.
mug rug.
And then I'm gonna trim my corners again. Well, we can come over here to this one. Okay. So I'm trimming my corners, and I will go ahead and pink this, but for sake of time, I'm not going to at the moment because I can turn it back out and pink it later if I want to. But now all you do is you poke your corners through like this on each one of them.
Yeah, we already showed them how to pink it once, so they don't
Yeah.
need to see it. You do not need to see how to pink it again.
Nope. Poke them through.
Did it work?
And voila, you have a pot holder.
Just go to the
Now
iron
you
and
can
press
top
it.
stitch this around if you want to, but you certainly don't need to. And you have little handholds if you wanted to grab onto something. You may want to use bigger squares so you have more,
Well, it's
coverage.
decorative.
but give it a press and you're good to go. So that's method number 2. Method number 3 is very similar to method number 2. We'll start with 2 pieces of fabric. Again, we're using the same fabric. Now on something like this where it has a pattern, you're going to want to think about what's in the middle. So if you lay your square out like so, and I'm just using this for space right now. I have a little cup in the middle. Doesn't really show me a whole lot. I'm not real fond of that. But if I bring the other guy over here, lay my things out again.
Honey,
Yeah. What?
can you pull a foot that has a opening that she can quote with that has uses the walking foot, please?
This one, I see a little cupcake in the middle. I kind of like that.
I kind of feel more like a cupcake.
I think the cupcake is a better plan. Okay, so I don't want to put this one on top. I want this to be on the bottom
Oh, because we're gonna flip it.
because we're gonna flip it.
I would have put it on the top.
Yeah.
We don't have one?
There's no pacing foot here.
Because I think you need the walking foot. That's why you had that creep.
Yeah.
Is
We're
it?
right there.
But she wants to use
But I
a
want to use a serpentine stitch. For quilting. Oh, you know
So
what? I
what-
could just use a straight stitch.
What foot
Okay.
did you tell me to get, honey?
one with
I'll
a
just use a straight stitch.
one with a zigzag opening.
Okay, that one will work.
You told me a 1/4 inch.
It's on tape and I do not.
it is. I'm gonna review it.
Okay, feel free.
Okay. So, cupcake goes on the bottom, face down. Insel bright and batting, face up. Well, it doesn't matter, they don't have a right side up. Okay, and then the other fabric, right side up. Now we're gonna quickly quilt this one. I am using a walking clip this time, so that should be helpful. And I'm doing the same thing with just a serpentine stitch. There we go. And that boogered up the corner. I'll still get the end fine.
We'll see if that makes a difference. I think it should.
Well, kind of. It's probably me. Alright. Alright. Yeah, I've still got a little bit of trimming to do, but I'm gonna go faster. I'm gonna use a
An
rotary
appropriate
cutter.
pair of scissors.
Well, a rotary
Rotary
cutter, I
cutter,
think.
yep, that's better.
And let me grab a ruler real quick.
Okay. Yeah, a bigger pair of scissors or a rotary cutter would be more appropriate for
Yeah.
cutting that off.
Yes.
Okey-dokey.
Alright, so I'm just gonna come over here and trim. So I guess the thing is you probably wanna
Oversize
oversize your
it.
placemat, your pot holder.
Poncho?
Yeah. Whatever you're making, just oversize it a little bit and then trim it down. Okay, there we go. That was much easier than using the tiny little scissors. Alright. So we've got this
So
quilted.
this is Rambling Thursday, What Not to Do.
Yeah.
That was fine.
Okay, so my teacup is up because I want the cupcake to show. So you put
Alright,
your
perfect.
back face up, and then you take, these are 6 inches by 8 inches, and I've just folded them in half, so now I have 3 inches by 8 inches, and I am just going to take them and lay them around with the fold in the middle. Very important that the raw edges are on the outside. Like this. Tick that one over. And then we're just going to sew all the way around. So let me get back to straight stitch, center needle position, and my 1/4 inch foot. Now you can see on this one, well, I'll show you when we're done, but we are using larger pieces than we did with the triangles.
Boy, that needle's dull.
Yeah,
Can you hear that?
it's popping.
You hear that going bump, 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 bump,
Yeah.
bump. That is from the needle being dull.
Not that we use them until they're completely dead, but we
Well,
do.
obviously I do.
Yeah, I do too.
I don't know what I was sewing on that did that. I'm not sure, but I did.
Now you do want to make sure that your stuff is lying flat. Yeah, that's good.
Now I think you could do a placemat like this, do narrow pieces, like 1-inch pieces or 2-inch pieces folded to 1 inch, turn them for a binding one way or another, and then top stitch them down.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
It would make a nice binding. Nice finished edge to a placemat.
Yeah.
Do you get the impression I don't like to bind things?
Well,
I just don't care for it. I mean, I like how it looks when it's done if I haven't had to do it.
there we go. Again, trimming my threads, clipping my corners. And you might wonder, well, that looks a lot more than a 1/4 inch, but it's because we trimmed this. I wanted to make sure that I had a 1/4 inch on what I was sewing, so I was feeling the back behind what I was sewing on. So, alright, I got my corners trimmed. It's ready for the voila moment. All you do, just like we did with the triangles, we're just going to poke it out, poke out our corners. And again, yeah, I would pink this, but you don't need to watch me do that. So turn it right side out. Give it a press. And you're done. Look at that. That's cute. And you do have plenty of room. Put your hand in there. Grab a hot pot. And look at that. Our cupcake is in the middle. You see that?
That's cute.
So that's
Okay.
it.
Very good. Well, I wanted to invite you, if you're interested. We are having a educator come in January on the 14th and the 15th, so you can come either on the
Ooh.
14th or the 15th. Well, that didn't work very
Don't
well.
do that.
No,
But the nice thing about this is I can turn
You
it
can
back
fix it.
and redo it.
while you're not watching.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
So you talk about the
so
educator
on,
and I'll fix this.
Cindy Peck is going to be here, and we have
Oh, she's so
FOF Creative 750s that you'll be sewing on, making a little quilt, mini quilt, using sewing features and embroidery features on the machines. So if you have always wondered if you might like to use a embroidery machine, or you're interested in a FOF embroidery machine, that would be a really good class for you to take. And that's in January. You can sign up online, and we already have the machines here in the store ready to go, so we're hoping that you might join us.
Now see, that was easy peasy to fix because
Yeah.
I just have to turn back that one corner.
Exactly.
This one would be easy peasy to fix.
That one would be harder.
This one would not.
Correct.
So
Correct.
I like it.
Cool. All right.
Quick and easy gift. Like I said, if you have
Yep.
a panel that has some squares on it, you don't know what to do with it,
There you go.
pot holders.
All right.
And who doesn't need pot holders?
Yeah, doesn't somebody have some gifts that they haven't finished yet? So, and we have some panels,
And
so
look at this, we just made 3 of them that quick.
come on down so you know what I'm doing. Ha!
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks guys for watching. We do appreciate it. I hope you have a good holiday.
Don't
Merry
forget to
Christmas
comment
and
if you want a
everything.
pot holder.
Yes, there's 3 pot holders available, so if 3 people can comment, I want a pot holder, and you will win a pot holder. Either you can comment both on YouTube and Facebook. So you have until, let's see, today is Thursday, so you have until,
January 8th is when we get back.
well,
That's a
they
long
need to
time
comment
now.
before then.
Yeah.
You have until Saturday to comment. So, anyway.
And
Okie
just that little
dokie.
bit of quilting really holds it together nicely.
They turned out nicely,
So.
I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Alrighty then.
I think they're cool.
Okay. Thanks for watching. Have a great holiday.
Merry
And
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye. Oh, Merry
Bye.
Christmas and Happy New Year, because we're not going to see you for 2 weeks.
Yep,
so.
exactly.